And action! Welcome back to the PowerDrift Podcast.
Are we live?
Don't ask us. Yeah, we are live. Don't ask us why we are dressed up like this. We just decided to go with a theme. That's Karan, aka Shikari Shambhu, for this particular podcast, and that's Cyrus, aka Bacha, for this particular podcast. My name is Varun. Today we're going to talk about shoot experiences, and this is going to be super interesting because you've been in the industry for what, 13 years now?
Yeah, more than that actually. Wait, 1 second. Before we actually do that, we need to give him a name because he's given us a name.
Yeah.
So we'll come up with one.
During the course of this.
Yeah, we'll come up with a very nasty one.
Varun the Painter.
Nah, she boring.
No, we'll come up with something. Don't worry. So Bundy or something. Anyways, 2008, 2008 with a year's gap. So 14 years.
And Karan's been around for what, 4?
2.5, 3
2.5
years.
years. So yeah. So I mean, I've been around with PowerDrift itself for over 8 years now, and we've had like a bunch of shoots. So we have a bunch of stories stories as well. So who wants to go first? Should I?
Yeah, you can go first.
Okay. And I actually want to go with something very familiar. So the familiar bit here is Doom. So most of us know, and it's also, by the way, it's the most viewed PowerDrift video on the channel, over 5 million views and stuff like that. So, two things. I mean, of course, there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes, and people see like a 6-minute or a 7-minute clip, but to create that 6, 7, 8-minute clip requires like hours of just shooting and pre-production and post-production, and it's crazy. In fact, we're going to cover how a shoot happens in a very different podcast. Stay tuned for that as well. But just talking about Doom in particular, Doom was shot over a month.
What?
Over a month.
Over a month of just shooting. Because we had we had two sides to the story. One was the fictional bit where we had to recreate the entire Doom scene. And the second bit was the
Which
review
Doom
itself. Sorry?
Which Doom scene?
Where Ali Bhai and Jai Bhaiya chase John. You have
haven't
not
seen
seen
the
the video.
video.
What?
I haven't seen the video.
He's the
I've seen
worst
Doom.
guy.
I've seen Doom when I was a
Sorry,
kid.
imagine Rohan and I on one motorcycle. Just recreated. Anyway, so it took us a month to shoot that video. The reason why it took a month, like I said, there are two parts to the story. One was the fictional, the second one was the review. So the review itself was shot over like 7-8 days. And because we wanted to make this like the best thing ever, like the best thing in terms of India automotive, we took our own sweet time to create this complete video. So every scene, like even if it's like a 10-second scene in the film, it took a day for us to shoot. Even if it's a 10 to 15-second film.
Did you wear the same clothes over 15 days?
Because it was shot over a month, we were not doing the same thing again. If I was required, say on day 1, I was required again maybe on day 7. So thankfully it was not. But there's another story for that.
But full-on movie.
Proper movie. And the real... So you know the Doom song.
Sing it.
Fuck off.
Sing.
No. I actually sound like the
Reversing honk.
the honk of a fucking truck. Anyway, the movie, the film was done. Amit Shetty, who's the co-founder of PowerDrift, sat on the edit, and there were a bunch of other people who sort of did their edits together, and on came the film. And that itself took, I think, a good 10 to 12 days. Post-production itself took 10 to 12 days, and it was superb. I mean, the whole experience was great. But then we had the challenge of using the song. Because the moment we use the song, we would
Copyright.
there was a copyright issue. How do we solve that? Dropped a text to Yashraj.
Oh, look at his connections.
It was not me. I was still way junior back in the day, but
But you dropped a text.
not me, but
Who dropped a text?
someone
Who
from the
Yashraj?
team. Someone from the team spoke to someone at Yashraj saying that, hey, this is what we created. We're gonna recreate
Yashraj is
Doom.
Karan.
No, Yashraj is Yash Chopra. The late Yash Chopra.
Okay.
Yeah, Uday Chopra, Yash Chopra.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah. Uday Ali bhai, bro. Anyway. And we actually wrote in a mail, spoke to them over calls, told them, hey, this is what we are doing, this is what we have done, and we want to use your song. The only clause, you can't monetize this. So we were like, okay, but can we use the song? Done. So that's how
Whoa.
we got the OG song. The song that's being used in the Hayabusa video is the OG song.
Nice.
Oh.
So superb.
What was the toughest part of the shoot?
The toughest part of the shoot, personally, I was very, very sick during, I think,
In the head.
I would never just sick. Like, he's got some random ass questions, huh? Like, I was super sick to the point where, I mean, I was gonna call it quits. I can't do it anymore. I was super ill, but anyway, I just pulled it off. So, for me personally, that was the toughest part.
So that's where the alibi nomenclature comes from for you.
What does that mean?
People call you alibi.
Yeah,
So
obviously.
that's you played the role of Ali.
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
that
yeah,
movie.
yeah. And you know the funny
Who
bit?
was John?
John was Sagar, and Rohan was Jai Bhaiya.
That's Abhishek Bachchan.
Yeah, that's right.
No wonder he has the Lambo.
Yeah. So, funny
ties
story. Whenever we used to go for these PD Army meetups, fresh after the Doom movie was released, people used to come up to me and say, "Hey, you're Ali Bhai," and I'm like, "Yeah, hey, hi, nice to meet you. What's your name?" And whatever name and all that. Then I asked him, "What is my real name?" Sir, वो हमको नहीं पता. आप तो अली भाई हो. Like, okay, ठीक है, चलो. A very cool experience. So, I mean, I think through this podcast as well, this is a very good insight for people who are watching this who want to know some really cool BTS stories. It's fun, and I've been wanting to share this for the longest time. So now I think it's on you guys. Like, what's next?
Shit, it's been so many years and there's been so many anecdotes. Trying to figure out which one. I'm trying to figure out first a story.
Huh. So you want to think on it a little and
Yeah,
maybe
we let him think.
Yeah, let me
So
think.
before
It takes
this,
time because I'm old.
before we started recording, we were talking about spooky shoot experiences. So that's the first one. That's on
done.
my head.
Yeah, let's go for it.
So we had basically, it's not with PowerDrift, we had basically gone to Rajasthan to do a story on the most haunted village in Rajasthan.
Is this
okay?
Bhangar?
No, it's so that's separate.
Kuldhara.
This is Kuldhara.
Yeah, nice.
So we've taken the Bolero Neo
People
and
go
we're
there, right? Like,
yeah, it's allowed.
Yeah,
So it's
But
open.
not allowed in the night or something like that.
Correct.
Yeah. But you can still go there. Like the villagers will tell you not to go be around, but you can still go there. So we had planned for a shot where I say a line saying, this place really comes alive at night, and I do like a chutki like this, and it switches to night. So we had to be there for the same shot at night as well. So we are filming. We finished the sunlight shot, all good. We parked the Neo somewhere like in the sand and whatever. And I do the chutki wala shot, and it's nighttime, and suddenly it just starts to pour. In Rajasthan, I mean in Jaisalmer, it hadn't poured the entire year before that. And it just starts to pour like cats and dogs, like crazy. We just had to run from out there, and we had a contact there who was also telling us the story of this place and why it was haunted and all of that. And we just had to abandon the entire shoot. He's like, Pura saal barish nahi hua, and this is the first rain of the year. And
Even I have a spooky story, but I really want Sai to say one. And it's
I've
very
never had a
interesting.
spooky experience in my life, ever.
Yeah. But you've had a memorable shoot, no?
Oh, yeah, no, several.
No.
Okay, this sort of pops up straight up. We were driving the Mercedes AMG GTC Roadster.
Hmm.
We were in Phoenix in Arizona. There's a beautiful natural park or natural reserve, forest reserve, whatever you call it, just outside Phoenix. It's basically, those giant cacti, those big 3-floor,
Yeah.
10-floor, like huge cacti. That's what that park is.
What's it called?
I can't remember. We'll Google it. We'll put a name somewhere on the screen. And we'll put a picture. So I have a lovely picture of the car in front of one of those big cacti. It looks like a little Hot Wheels toy. Now, Arizona is famous for most like non-coasty America, like non-Andes, Rocky Andes, whatever. America is known for some really straight highways. So I was with, I'm not going to say who. I'll keep the co-passenger out of it. But essentially, he was driving. I was in the passenger seat. And we came over a crest and we saw this long highway completely abandoned. I don't think there was anybody there. We thought there was nobody there. So we thought we'd do a nice run down the highway. So we did, and we did well over 300 kilometers an hour down that highway, which is very illegal, but its statute of limitation has passed. I believe it's 365 days for speeding in the US. Went to the other side, we said, we need to do this again. So we turned around, I got in the driver's seat, and we did it again. Same thing. We said, let's do it again. So we turned around, came over the crest, about to like gun it, and we see this cop car, like just pulling in, stopping right in the middle. 30 seconds later, we would have been arrested. 100%. Imagine going past the cop with an Indian driver's or international driver's license, but in a car that you don't own, car that's not been released, unregistered, at like 180 or something miles per
Miles per hour. Well over 300. Yeah, almost 300.
Yeah, we've done some. We've had some really cool experience. Like Audi, for example, took us for the ice drive in 2016, 17 or something like that, and it was great.
This was where? Finland?
This was Sweden, and it's also the first time I saw the Northern Lights, and it was fantastic. You know, it was typical German precision and sort of seriousness. So like the first day we only did figure of eights and like an oval track to get a hands on to what the car would do. It was the S5 Sportback. The next day was just the next day we had a blizzard. It was some minus 20 degrees, and it was very windy, like next to zero visibility, and we were still running the event. And you know, and then we had like a timed run, and the track was like some 8 kilometers long. They'd carved out a track in the on the
Middle of a lake or something?
Yeah, on the lake
Yeah,
bed, yeah, beautiful. And then the next year we did the same experience with Volvo. And Volvo, this was in Finland, obviously. No, sorry. First one was Finland. This one was
Sweden.
Volvo is Sweden.
Yeah, makes sense.
And Volvo took us to this place, this small airport in the middle of nowhere. We flew in, and there were some cars standing outside. They said, "Oh, we are driving about 100 miles to this location, and then there we will drive on the ice." So we drove. They said, "Follow the navigation; it will take you there." We were driving the XC90 hybrids, T8 or whatever they were called. And then when we reached there, we expected this whole sort of shebang about, you know, first we're going to do this, then we're going to do like a figure of eight. Instead, they just said, track, car,
Go, enjoy.
have at it.
Yeah.
So we just went completely...
That's actually the best experience.
We went completely...
100%.
Complete lunatics. We're doing donuts and we're doing these big plumes of ice and snow. And all of us have phenomenal footage and phenomenal photographs from it because we literally were let loose like children in Hamleys. It was just absurd. I mean, there are so many such experiences. Like, I remember the first time I drove a supercar. You know, the same person who was with me in the Mercedes was the person who let me drive a supercar for the first time. First supercar I drove was an SL63.
AMG? The Gullwing? No, that's an SLS.
That's the
SL63. And then the same day, I drove Abhishek Bachchan's, I hope the mic didn't shake, Abhishek Bachchan's LP640.
Okay.
And I mean, that car's bonkers. And I drove a gated R8, gated manual R8 on the same day, all of this. And a 650i, not a supercar, but well, 650i and a
BMW.
BMW.
Yeah, okay.
And just insane, like just mad fun.
You know, it's crazy when you speak of manufacturers, and I'm sorry, I'm taking a slight detour here, but it's crazy how I mean, it's not crazy, but it's amazing to see manufacturers say, here's your motorcycle,
Go.
Here's your car, take the keys, just make sure you come back before sunset or come back by 4 or 3, go get your shoot done. I think it's amazing to see that. So, I mean, I really appreciate brands and manufacturers who do that.
Yeah, absolutely. The first time we went on the BIC, we all thought that the first car we would drive on the BIC would be some fantastic sports car, supercar. We would like to guess what the first car ever.
Nano.
No.
First car
First
ever.
media drive.
At BIC?
On the BIC.
Wait.
Can I guess? Is it recent?
No.
10 years
How
ago.
will it be
Okay,
recent?
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
This was
2012. No, 2011. No, before that.
2011. Late 2011. December 2011.
Okay,
Something like
which genre is this?
Subcompact sedan.
Subcompact sedan.
Honda Amaze.
Before me. The second gen Desire.
What?
Yeah. And there are people driving the wrong way. There are people sliding about. People are just going completely crazy.
Yeah.
And like the track was like, just, this is track, please go. And then they realize you can't let these journalists out because they're going to just be complete lunatics.
Yeah.
And Maruti's done that once again after that with the Baleno RS. And then I think BIC said, no, you can't do this. It's absolutely insane.
No, but it's also, when you do it first, you are going to commit certain mistakes. I knew Cyrus was going to say something like this. But when you do that and you come back and other people take notice, then you sort of check off all your mistakes and I know.
You have to
Cyrus
keep-
is some. Anyway.
You have to keep doing it.
You get my drift.
You have to keep doing it.
Yeah. See, again he's gonna smile. But I've got one story, which is spooky, and just like Sai, I don't believe in all of this, but I'm sure, I'm sure all of you guys who are watching this have seen Bucket List, the series. It's one of the best, I can say, automotive series on YouTube, in terms of, you know, just being a series. So it was a 4-part series, and the third part was being shot in Rajasthan. It was
That's one of the KTMs, right?
sorry, that was on the KTM.
Uh,
Yeah,
the
that was-
Adventures.
no, no, that, no, no,
150
no, no, no,
no,
that,
Dominar.
no. This was Apollo.
Okay.
So we were doing this shoot, and the first episode was from Mahe to Mahe, so East Coast to West Coast. West Coast. Second episode was Hanle. Third episode was my bucket list. So we were in Rajasthan, and I wanted to in a nutshell, it was I want to go to the moon and come back. That was my bucket list. So we were chasing this full moon sequence, and 2 days of shoot.
Andheri.
And what Andheri?
Moon surface.
If you like Cyrus's humor, hit the dislike button.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Anyway, so 2 days of shoot around Rajasthan. We were shooting around Jaisalmer.
Isn't
Yeah.
it beautiful there? It's just
Oh, it's
unbelievable,
amazing.
isn't it?
I was recently there for the Super Meteor shoot. I loved it. Even Kuldara, for that
Amazing.
matter. We just
Yeah.
crossed that
Yeah.
patch. So anyway, coming back, we were shooting about 2 days, around 2 days in Jodhpur. Then we rode down to Jaisalmer. Brilliant roads. They've always been brilliant. We timed it, and we had to go inside the dunes on our motorcycles,
Wow.
and then shoot this sequence on like this huge dune that was there. So the producer hired a couple of these local dancers, folk dancers. We got some sound, we got a bonfire going and all of that.
You had support cars?
We had support cars,
Okay.
we had everything. It was a
Okay.
proper shoot.
Okay.
And sometime during the shoot, Sujit, where is Sujit? Sujit is here. Sujit, who is behind the camera, was on that shoot. And I don't know if Sujit remembers this, but we took a break. We took a break. We got some part of a shoot done. Maybe you were shooting a time lapse of the moon rising and all of that. So we were sitting. We just look up, and we see this flock of birds, like flying across. Yeah. So you see this flock of birds going from, say, right to left, and it's a full moon day. So if a bird flaps its wings, you can see the difference in there's some shadow movement, and there's no shadow movement. And we're all of us are seeing this, and we're like, is that a bird? Are these birds? No, they're not birds. Okay. And you see them go from right, you see them travel, and they just disappear. They just disappear. So we were all. I mean, I don't
had a
know.
comment coming there, but I'm going to leave it out.
Yeah, I mean, for me it was spooky because, I mean, all of us know
Maybe it was like
what birds.
like fog or something, like a cloud.
No, man.
Or like
I mean, you can see
whiff
this
of
V
dust,
formation. You can see this V formation of just these little things flying across. See, the thing is, even if it's birds, yeah, you can see their trajectory, you can see their flying path, you can see them. But how can they just disappear? Which was really spooky.
I have like almost goosebumps.
Yeah, it was crazy, dude.
But I'm scared of all
I-
this, so
Yeah.
Are you?
yeah, kind of.
आपको याद है क्या सुजीत?
So like ये सब कुछ नहीं हुआ था ये चल रहा था।
नहीं याद है सुजीत.
Sujit is
I
like,
have a very,
he had one
I
too
have a
many.
very beautiful, Rajasthan story. So,
Spooky?
into-
No,
not
non-spooky.
Well, we were, not spooky, but we shat for a second. Not literally, but we thought we either getting arrested. Oh, there's a lot of stories. of
Yeah,
getting
man.
arrested, no?
You're that fucking bad kid.
Bad Shah.
No, we thought we either get arrested or killed, or like taken away and like whatever. So Tata used to have something called the full throttle experience. Basically, like the Mahindra Great Escape Tata version. You know
Yeah.
how Renault had gangs of dusters.
Correct.
So this was Tata's version. I don't know if they still do it. I don't think so. They should. First one ever. No, the second one. Sorry, the first one was down south with Arias. That was that long ago. Second one was with Safaris, and we had gone. The storm had just come out, and we had taken the storm, and we were doing Delhi to Delhi round trip. Delhi to Jaipur.
Where
No,
were you
Delhi
going
to-
exactly?
I thought like just chilling in Delhi.
chill in Delhi.
Yeah.
Delhi to
Connaught Place and
Delhi
back.
to Jaipur to like,
Alsisar?
Jaisalmer. No, like a whole bunch of
Rajasthan
places.
cities, yeah.
Whole bunch of them. Now there's a very cool BRO border road organization road that runs across right by the side of the Indira Canal, which goes past like Pokhran and Dudu and stuff like that.
Is this
All
Bharat Mal? Bharat? No. Okay.
like the real back, like the real edge of Rajasthan.
Yeah.
Very close to the Pakistan border and stuff. And at the end of one of these, like not too far from Jaisalmer, because I remember we stayed in Jaisalmer that night. So not too far from Jaisalmer. There's a beautiful dry lake bed where you can basically go a little ham if you know what you're doing. In fact, I have two stories from that dry lake bed. Let me get to the second one in a bit. Because I was also on a expedition drive. That was in fact with Gangs of Duster. Anyways, so we're sort of we've gone there. We've driven on that dry lake bed. Cougar Motorsports is doing this. Ashish, shout out. They do brilliant expeditions, right? So they know exactly where these trails are. So they're leading us through these desolate. We haven't seen people for like an hour and a half. And Rajasthan, even if you're in the middle of nowhere, you see somebody like walking or whatever. We've reached this dry lake bed. Sunset's just about to happen. We're all parked, very beautiful. And my photographer says, "Can you give me a nice slide shot? We'll use it for the opening. The light is beautiful. Nice plume of dust. Go sideways." I said, "Cool." So I'll try and find that photograph. So we had we put the car in a slide, headlights and fog lamps on. Car's just a silhouette. It's just one of my favorite shots ever. Like, it's a beautiful shot. But then everybody said, we'll also want to do donuts. So everybody, we were from 25 cars. So everybody said, oh, chalo, donuts. So everybody was doing random donuts. And luckily there were no accidents because people were doing some really stupid stuff. And we heard this whipping noise. What the hell? Suddenly these guys are like, stop, guys, please stop doing this. So we all sort of stopped, we all gathered. And there's a big helicopter coming our way, flying low.
Oh.
And the helicopter comes past, hovers around. We're looking up, wondering if he's gonna shoot at us or God knows what. Because obviously we're not too far from the border.
Yeah.
We're not very close. We're not past some close, but we're super generally close. And we're also close to Pokhran, which is
Oh,
a
yeah.
sensitive area.
Very sensitive area, yeah.
So, have you seen the small onions at Pokhran?
No.
You know, you still see some of the onions. You know the onions? You know why they're there?
Not
They put a
really.
sack of onions on the bomb to see the spread.
Not really. Whoa.
Yeah, you'll
Oh,
see some
okay.
onions. Yeah, you'll see them once in a while. They're not to be touched. They're
Yeah.
nuclear. I mean, they've still got radiation.
Oh.
Yeah. So, this helicopter comes, hovers around, looks at us, wondering what the hell, and then sort of does a thing around us on top, waiting to see if we're doing something stupid. And then flies away. And then Ashi says, listen, guys, let's just leave.
Leave, yeah.
Because there's an army patrol that's obviously been dispatched because
Yeah.
so much dust that's happened.
Correct.
And the other story on the same lake bed is, I'm not going to say obviously who it was, but we were in the Duster, I was a passenger, and I had the biggest crash I've ever had in my life. 130, 40 kilometers an hour on sand. We rolled the Duster.
Oh.
Damn.
I had a video recording rolling, which we deleted later. But I believe 8 or 9 rolls or something is what we did, full rolls.
Yeah.
And came to a halt on our sides and sort of crawled out of the
Wow.
the side door and stuff. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. Not a scratch.
Not a scratch.
Not a scratch.
On the car?
Car was totaled. It was sort of
Way
dead
too many
and-
scratches.
Yeah.
You know, when you speak of Pokhran, I was talking about
Pokhran's stunning,
about the bucket list. We couldn't enter Pokhran, but we were passing
you can-
that
It's a
area.
beautiful cross junction, which one goes to Dudu, one goes to Pokhran, and
Okay.
Dudu is very funny.
So you were crossing Pokhran and we decided to take a halt because it's Pokhran and
Yeah, it's legendary.
So every minute or two you could hear these soft blasts that are happening in the distance. Like boop.
Oh.
Yeah, they're probably using the artillery ranges and stuff.
Correct. And it was so cool to just know that that's where testing happened and it was so cool.
Have you ever had your phone go to Pakistani network?
No.
I've
It
had
happens
a
near
couple of-
Pokhran.
No. So it happens if you go past some, way past some.
Really?
Deep inside, yeah. Your phone goes.
Switches to.
Switch it to Pakistani network, and we were dune bashing once with Mahindra, and it happened to all of us.
Yeah.
All of our phones went to Pakistani network. All of us they started beeping, and full network from zero Indian network.
200%.
Full Pakistan network, and then we all realized shit, we're on international roaming. So we're all like, because back in the day, international roaming was super expensive. Even incoming SMSs were charged.
Right.
So
Oh, nice.
quite crazy. But yeah, so many such experiences.
You got one, Karan? Do you remember?
Nothing like that, but I was just thinking about, we did this shoot at another publication where we'd got all the Porsche
Oh, I
GT
remember
cars
this.
together. Oof, it was, I'm a big Porsche fan, so we had the GT4, we had GT3s,
GT2
GT2 RS, GT3 RS. I didn't get to drive any that day, but oh, what a shoot. It was
Oh my
brilliant.
You know,
God.
that's the thing about motorheads. I mean, earlier when I started off with PD and all of that, I was not allowed to ride, and for all the right reasons, to ride big motorcycles. But just being in the company of
Yeah.
these motorcycles is still so fascinating, even today.
Yeah.
Like I remember getting the Ducati lineup, and you know, it reminded me of my days when I used to like, oh, what a
Yeah.
motorcycle! This is so
Yeah.
cool.
What was the first media vehicle you ever rode or drove?
Interesting.
I know mine. I remember.
I know mine as well.
I remember my first shoot,
No, like ever, even like to
like the media vehicle.
like, can you please drive this? We have to go somewhere. Types, whatever.
Damn, I don't remember.
Mine was
honestly.
a pre-production Logan.
Logan. Wasn't the Logan one of those vehicles that came with like an agarbatti stand, or was it the
Verito.
Verito? Does that come
I
with
don't
like
know.
an
I don't
agarbatti stand?
Neither
It
of them.
does.
No,
Dude, it does.
no.
100%.
The Beetle comes with a flower vase.
Yeah, but-
vase, whatever.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But,
But,
that
they-
Logan was so bulletproof
Yeah.
and so phenomenally efficient. Even with me at the wheel and an absolute lead foot, it would give some 18 kilometers per hour.
Really?
Yeah. And it was not bad. It was not a bad car to drive. I mean,
That
for
was a
its
diesel.
Day, diesel, yeah. For
Yeah.
its day, genuinely, the Logan was not a bad car by any stretch. Genuinely.
One of the
I mean, I would
first
never
cars
get one.
I ever drove was a Logan. We used to have this guy in my apartment back in school. So he used to have like a really bad
You
condition
have a guy
Logan
in your apartment?
in the apartment complex. And every time you would go over a speed breaker, it would feel like the engine's just fallen down.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I learned to drive on.
You know, Mahindra made a
Logan.
convertible version of the Logan. An orange and black convertible.
Convertible?
Yeah, for a show. Like a show car.
Hmm.
The two of them made, I think one was blue and the other one was orange and black. Orange and black I've seen, I've been in. Mahindra customizations used to be an in-house department. Like basically how you have today, like Sonderwush or Atelier from Ferrari or whatever. Mahindra had its own special wishes department.
Special wishes department.
Yeah, they did. They actually did. So if you
Okay.
wanted, say, a Scorpio with a loading bay at the back, like a flatbed, they would actually
They made the getaway.
with no. No, I'm talking about like a normal Scorpio.
Yeah.
You know how the Hummer H2 SUT is? Like
it's no
normal
clue.
2-door, like normal 4 doors, but like a small loading bay at the back, like a small like a pickup, but not really a pickup type thing. It's like a lifestyle vehicle. Or if you wanted like a roofless Bolero with just like a roll cage.
Right.
This is before the Bolero Invader came about.
Mm-hmm.
Then they would do all of these special things, and they would have these were all warranted cars. These were all like with warranty, with factory warranty, made by Mahindra, like legit made by Mahindra. vehicle.
Wow.
Right now,
You can
people would
practice
just wish for faster delivery, I think.
Yeah. So there's one that I remember so vividly, and it was Save the Date. I don't know. Have you
I've
seen
seen-
that?
I've seen-
You've seen Save the Date? Thank
Epic.
you.
I saw it recently only.
You saw it recently,
Yeah.
right? So Save the Date was this really nice concept where I go to attend the marriage of my best friend Glenn, and we had to drive from Pune to Goa. So
We should just do
it
that
was just
for
a very We should do part 2, by the way, 100%.
Yeah.
So yeah, we should definitely do part 2. Anyway, so we leave Pune without a plan.
He isn't married.
He's not married. We'll now get him married.
For a shoot.
For sure, yeah. So yeah, we leave Pune without a plan. I mean, PD doesn't function, has never functioned that way because everything is on point. But for that shoot, we were like, we'll just shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
we'll
know,
just shoot.
sometimes it's good to do that.
It is, but then it's also it's always this anxiety with production.
Yeah. You're right.
So I mean that's the side
Just
thing.
thought of another story.
Yeah. But we start traveling from Pune, and I tell my wife, hey, listen, I'll be back in a couple of days. And she's like, yeah, sure. And then at the end of day one, we reach, I think, Kolhapur or not Kolhapur, a little Kolhapur, I think, Kolhapur or somewhere. And we continue shooting, and day two we are somewhere in Khade or somewhere on the
You're doing anchoring also on the way.
on the
So
way
you
we're
have
shooting,
a-
tracking, all of that is there. I
Okay.
mean,
Script and
tracking
all
needs
is
to
there.
be done. Yeah, script and all is
Okay.
in place.
Okay.
At the end of day two,
Then it's not like not.
planned. No, I'll tell you how it's not planned. So at the end of day two, everybody gathers and like, bro, ek aur din lagne wala hai. So inform. So I call up my wife and I
I
say,
know my next story.
so I call up my wife and I say, listen, I'm gonna take one more day, and she's like, sure, okay. And at the end of day three, we are somewhere on the coast, and we're again around that area. So end of day three, everybody gathers and says, एक और दिन लगने वाला है. Call up my wife. एक और दिन लगने वाला है. Okay, ठीक है. Day 4, day 5, day 6. We've still not reached Goa. Yeah, we're somewhere along 2 days in Kolhapur, 2 days along the coast, 1 day in Amboli, 2 days in Amboli. It was crazy. Day 6, I call up my wife. And wife says, I know you're not coming today. You just tell me when you're coming. Don't call me up every day and tell me you're coming today or not coming today. Just tell me. Dude, everybody. Rohan, Atul, Ayan was a part of that shoot. I was there. There were a bunch of other people as well, including editors, and we just took a bunch of people where everybody was a character. So it was very funny.
Ayan's character was
Superb, right? Yeah. So everybody had to wear the same costume every day.
oh damn.
And imagine being in Amboli where there's no laundry. And here's the thing.
Was it
PowerDrift-
raining?
It was rainy as well.
Oh.
So it
I
was
have
very bad.
Exact same story.
Very bad. So imagine, and you know, we are perfectionists. So morning light is when we shoot. Evening light is when we shoot without fail. And because you're traveling, you have to make use of that light. So every evening used to get done by like 7:38. Where's the time for laundry? You go, dry it out, wear the same stuff again. And I did that for 8 long days.
Damn.
9th day we come back, and I've never been happier. But it was crazy.
So, 2021, I joined, right? PD,
PD,
in
yeah.
June. And Rohan said, bro, we have to go for this nice shoot. We'll go to Bangalore. And then we'll go.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
No, sorry, we'll go to Chikmagalur.
Yeah.
We'll go to Chikmagalur and we'll go to. Shit, I can't remember the name of the
Coorg?
place. No.
Masina
Somewhere-
Gudi.
No, somewhere like just down the road from Chikmagalur. Down the road, I mean 100 plus kilometers, but whatever, in that same region.
Yeah.
And then Bangalore, we'll do 3 videos. I'm like, okay, cool. And the thing is, we had to shoot the opening sequence of the Chikmagalur video in Bangalore. So we went from Bombay directly to Chikmagalur. Sorry, from Pune directly to Chikmagalur, and we stayed the night. Chikmagalur now, let me tell you what Chikmagalur is. Okay, it's very quaint, but it's not as romantic as the name sounds. And it's not. I mean, some of the food is great. Some of the food is really average. Hotels are.
Commercialized.
Roads are nice
Yeah.
though.
Roads are nice.
Roads are okay.
Scenery is very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now I've never had coffee before this. Okay, this is a true story. I don't drink coffee as such. I mean, even today I don't really drink coffee. I get my caffeine from Thumbs Up or Coke, the drinkable one. We reach Chikmagalur. We do the shoot, couple of days and all. I had my first coffee, which was great, genuinely great. And we're already behind schedule a couple of days. It's supposed to be like a 5-day shoot. Now, I have multiple t-shirts that look the same. And of course, jeans you can wear, like you can stretch for 2-3 days, whatever.
Or so he says.
Yeah.
The multiple t-shirts.
No, I do. I have like the exact same black. I have 10 of the exact same black plain round neck t-shirt. For example.
Plain round neck is okay. Chalo,
10,
theek hai,
I
yeah.
literally went to a website and ordered 10 of the
Yeah. Plain is okay.
same. Not like the printed one. I
Okay,
have,
okay.
Decathlon.
like- yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah.
So we do the Chikmagalur thing, then we go to the next one, and the next one is with the Thar. and we have to do this like off-road thing on the Thar. This again with Apollo. It's pouring to the point where we shot at that place for like some 6 days. After the Chikmagalur 4 days, and not a single minute has it stopped raining.
Raining, yeah. I
Not a single
remember.
minute. We had leeches. There's still a gigantic leech bite mark on my leg. We had elephant poop everywhere. We had wild elephants to look out for. And this story that we heard about this little fortress or guest house sort of fortress on this hill where the British traders would rest. This particular British trader would trade in spices and cumin and stuff like that. So we said we find that, which we did. We actually drove up that hill in the Thar. Quite a tricky drive, but we did drive up the hill. And that shoot got delayed to the point where
You ran out of t-shirts.
No, forget that. I missed the last day of living in the house that I grew up in,
Oh.
which really hurt. But okay, I mean, for the shoot, we give up stuff like this, right? We reached Bangalore after like some 10 days, straight to the jockey store. I drove in. I was driving the Thar back,
Yeah.
and the Thar had a little bit of mechanical issues. It would like go and limp more and stuff. So I told these guys, I said, listen, I'm going to drive the Thar alone. I'm going to go ahead, flat out. You guys follow. If I break down, you guys can catch up and then like whatever, right? So I reached Bangalore some 1.5 hours before they did.
Yeah.
From Chikmagalur. Okay, I was flying. And
But didn't Chikmagalur have jockey stores?
no. So we didn't even go to Chikmagalur. I didn't even want to stop. I just wanted to go to Bangalore, have a warm shower, hot shower, buy new undies, buy new socks, throw everything else I own, literally in the garbage, buy new clothes, and just like sleep for the night.
No, but it's crazy, man. I mean,
And this is it happens all the time with us. Because
Yeah.
We have to wear the same clothes.
yeah.
multiple days,
It's
right?
continuity and, just
You
get...
can though make out the beard sort of growing and like,
Correct. No, but it's crazy because our schedules, like if you go and talk to, say, industry colleagues, our schedules are very different. Are very different. I mean, we shoot different. We are different. So all of these sacrifices have to be done and made. But I think this was a really cool catch up on some episodes. You've got something to add, Karan?
Yeah, we did this
I've
thing with
talked
the
about balls.
we did this thing with the Kiger at EO, which was like a food trail sort of a thing. So it
28
was, yeah,
days or something.
Yeah.
Plates.
I remember that.
So I was
States and plates, yeah.
And I was supposed to be there only for 7 days or something.
Yeah,
Or that's
yeah.
what I was told when I was packing and
Yeah.
whatever reaching. I reach. I think I met these guys in Delhi only,
Yeah.
and I was supposed to be there from only to Delhi to Lucknow or something like that.
Oh,
and I get
shit.
told that
No, finish.
I get told that I have to stick on from Delhi all the way up north, all the way to the west, and back to Pune.
Wow.
And I obviously didn't have the clothes for it, so it was a lot of.
It was a lot, yeah. Yeah.
So 2008, okay, Fiat does this drive. Fiat was still, of course, around and thriving. Fiat does this drive called Fiat Diesel Drives India. It was a cross-country drive. Everybody, all media houses involved. Everybody doing legs of 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, whatever. Our leg, I was auto car at the time. Our leg was Patna to Delhi. Now remember, this is early days of Golden Quad. There is no Yamuna Expressway. Not even close. There is no expressway. But anyway, so we went there. We were delayed because the person who was driving the car before us, who I'm not going to name.
Yeah.
Anyways, so the person who was driving the car before us has damaged the Fiat 500. The sump has been broken, cracked. So they've ordered a new sump from Bombay. Sump has flown in the flight. They're installing it in the basement, literally. And it was one Fiat 500, 2 Fiat Puntos, diesel, all diesels. Fiat Linea, Palio diesel, which was a very quick car. It was the lightest and they still had that 1.3 MJD engine. And we got out of Patna. Patna to Varanasi is the first day. Varanasi is a very love it or hate it place. The culture is overwhelming. At the time, it was not very clean. I believe it's a very clean place now. I believe the government's really pulled its socks up and made it clean. No, nonetheless, phenomenal gulab jamuns.
He remembers that.
Yeah, dude, 2 rupees.
Yeah.
This big.
Yeah.
I had like 10 of them, yeah?
No wonder.
Yeah. I was very thin at the time. Well, comparatively.
Well, anyway.
So we left the next day. Next day is Varanasi to Lucknow, right? We're of course shooting, and it was only magazine story, right? Some big magazine story, but we're doing. Oh no, there was video. Amaya,
Who
who's
works
now
at,
Zig.
yeah,
Oh, it was his. I believe it was his first ever video or something like that. It was super early in Amaya's video career. And I still remember, and that's a different story for a different day. But anyway, so we had this sunset, obviously, and we're still we've shot highway. We've come up to this fuel station. All the cars need diesel, so we're filling. Devesh, who used to work at with us at the time, I don't think he's in the industry anymore. We've all left. I was driving around the Puntos. We've all left. And I've just pulled out of the petrol station, and they was radio saying the Fiat 500 is conked off. Can you please turn back and come and help? I said cool. So I sort of turned back, whip it around, come stop behind the car, and this is a big fuel station. It's huge. It's for trucks, right? It's gigantic. It's one of those big rural ones. And in the most gangs of Vasepur way, a Mahindra pickup drives in hard with people holding guns at the back, shooting in the air.
What?
Go and stop at the office, jump out, and start fighting and beating up this person at the petrol pump because he had said something to one of his friends or one of their business colleagues or whatever. And the Fiat 500 refuses to start. We're like 30 meters from all of this. The Fiat 500 refuses to start. Cranking, nothing. Now, you can't or you shouldn't really jumpstart a diesel engine.
yeah.
I'm like, Devesh, sit in the car. I'm going to push this thing. We need to get out of here. We need to go now. Devesh gets in the car, puts it in second. We push it. Just manages to start. I said, just go. Like, just run for it. Goes for it. We get I run to the Punto. Now, these guys are getting curious. So they've moved and they're sort of coming towards us, wondering. Got on the Punto, like,
Floated.
flat out. Flew out of the place. And, like, we didn't stop till like for another 30 kilometers or 40 kilometers or something like that. And we didn't stop at the tolls to regroup either because tolls can be their people
Yeah, correct.
or their friends or whoever, associates, gangsters, whatever. We crossed, we gone to Lucknow and we sort of gone to Lucknow. And when you get into Lucknow back in the day, Lucknow now is a beautiful, it's a very interesting place. Like, again, great food.
With
Phenomenal
food, yeah,
great
culture and
very
everything.
good, like really cool people. And
Correct.
for all it's bad, there is some really good path. There's some really good stuff about Lucknow. We got in and the road goes from like a single way going and coming to like a 8-lane highway.
Yeah.
Literally, it just sort of ends and then it starts.
Yeah.
And we're like, what the hell just happened? And it's all like lit. It's all beautiful. It's all fresh and brand new, of course, because
Back in the day.
of the regime back
Correct.
in the day. And we couldn't believe it. It was crazy. But I remember that, my God,
That was crazy, man.
That was a bit of a nad in mouth moment.
Yeah. But I think, even I have more stories, I'm sure. And as we...
But colleagues, we had colleagues who've been like mugged and stopped and robbed. on the
Yeah,
road.
I'm sure.
Cars taken away, cars robbed, almost robbed.
Yeah, I'm
Beaten
sure.
up. Some nasty stuff.
Yeah, and I think, as we progress in our career as well, we'll have incidents.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully we don't have incidents, but
Like
we
this.
have these memories that we, keep with us forever, memorable memories. But I think for this episode, I think we have covered enough. We would love to continue this in another episode.
Yeah, maybe
And if-
we'll remember more.
Like a part 2. Yeah, 100%. Like there will be a part 2. If you guys want to see a part 2, then please drop
yeah,
in.
we'll talk about like
like.
screw ups that we've done. Like I have done.
Yeah, 100%. I mean,
I've
we
had
would
two
we would
crashes.
love to do a part 2 of this very
I
episode.
I definitely have more stories.
Of screw ups? Yeah, I
Two screw ups, but no crazy shoot stories.
crazy shoot stories. Yeah, we'll do we'll do a part 2 for sure.
Like driving on the Yamuna Express before when it was brand new,
Yeah.
with the board saying "Welcome journalists to Yamuna Express" or "Welcome Porsche." Porsche did that,
Yeah.
and we're all doing. And then the guy from Yamuna Expressway came and said, "Listen, not technically a public thoroughfare yet,
Yeah.
so you can drive as fast as you want."
Yeah. And then
We
you'll
all did
just
270.
yeah.
We all
Crazy.
maxed out 911. So
Yeah,
just
yeah.
all maxed out. Beautiful.
Super. But thank you so much for watching. If you want to see a part 2, then drop in your comments, let us know. And in case you want to hear us talk about something else, then drop in that comment as well. We are available in the audio format on Apple, Google, Spotify, wherever podcasts are available, and of course, video on YouTube. Thank you so much for listening once again. We'll say a goodbye, or you can see now.
I don't know why you made us do this, but okay.
Thank you for watching. See you.
Thank
Bye.
you.